Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome to my Endgame gearing guide. Now, this isn't necessarily, the top-notch gear for Endgame and all that stuff, but this is definitely a way for you to get started. You just hit Endgame, you're level 70, you have a whole list of expansions to do, quests, dailies, all kinds of confusing stuff. But the one main thing you want to know is, how do I get good gear? What's the currency I gotta grind? What do I have to do to, to gear up to hit that 2K, so I can run those epic dungeons, get a shot at that loot, get me a taste of some Demogorgon and Tiamat and all that stuff? Well, that's what I'm going to show you today. Now, the first method, and this guy doesn't even supply too much, so this isn't the main one. This is just a little something to get you started. You have a currency in here called Talamoon trade bars. Now, the thing with these is, I haven't been able to find a set stone way to get them. People say the only way you can get them is in lockboxes. To my opinion, that's crap, because I decided to check my currency yesterday and I had nearly 2,000 of them. And I only opened the lock boxes I got, when I first started the game, and I got those 20 free keys for doing the early access and all that stuff. And I didn't get any trade bars in my lock boxes. So trade bars are earned a different way. If you know what that way is, please leave it in the comments below. School me on it, school other players, who may be watching this video on it, so we can clear that up. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys a little bit what that merchant has to offer. As you guys can see, he has some really decent enchantments and rune stones. All his enchantments are level 7 enchantments, so they're definitely level 7's a good place to start with enchantments for people who hit endgame. But they're rank 7, but they're going to be item level 32. And remember, Neverwinter goes by your total item level, not your average item level. So every time you add one of these on, that's plus 32 to your total item level. And that's not even to mention the benefits that they give you. And these, as you can see, they start at purple rarity and they just go up from there. The second thing that this guy can offer you is actually a few pieces of endgame purple rarity gear. And yes, that's level 135 gear. I actually went ahead and bought a dusk raid scale mail and salad from this guy yesterday for looks, yeah, about 140 something trade bars. Like I told you guys, I had 2,000 of these things on me, and like I told you, I haven't spent any cash on this game besides buying the early access. I haven't spent a bit of money. So like I said again, if you guys know how this currency is earned, please leave it in the comments below, because I honestly don't know. I've tried looking up, researching on this all night, and everyone just keeps saying lock boxes. And I randomly got on and had almost 2K. So I don't think it's just lock boxes. I think something else can be done. But not only that could you get from, but the other big thing you can get from his he does have some decent weapons and stuff, but only if if you're like level 60 plus. I wouldn't even focus on these weapons. Another good thing he has is artifacts, and he has plenty of them, all kinds of good stuff you can choose. Now there's stuff recommended for your class, but there's all kinds of cool things that do decent damage and stuff like that. You can make anything work with your class, depending on how it is, how your build is, and all that good stuff. So don't be shy. Experiment around. Play with some things. Just take a good look. But artifacts, as they contribute to your item level as well. And every time you refine these, they go up a good 20 or 30 levels. Like I'll show you guys my Kessel spears right now. Mine are purple rarity, and they are at, I believe, level 96. Yeah, that's plus 96 item level for my character. But the next step I'm going to go to is that helps you gear up for endgame, and this is I've already done a little bit of this in a previous video, but I'm just going to show you guys here again. Go after your artifact weapon, and to go after your artifact weapon, what you basically want to do is you want to take on this quest line right here called Elemental Evil. As you guys can see, I have it 100% complete, besides this top section up here, which is driving me absolutely crazy, but I have no idea what that's for yet. But yeah, Elemental Evil, this is once you get a decent amount through this, through these four areas, you'll unlock this NPC, and she'll give you the option, to grind for your artifact weapon. And your artifact weapon, the cool thing about that is it can be refined like like artifact equipment. So that means, this weapon and the sword that it comes with, you can keep upgrading it to make it stronger. Like when I bump this Earthen Greatsword again, it becomes level 135. Then it becomes level 140, and I think it even goes up one more time from there, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's either 140 or 145 it stops at, but that's another thing that can contribute to your item level. And last but not least, we're going to visit my favorite and most loved technique for farming endgame gear, but it is the most tedious to my opinion, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. And I say it's tedious because, I'm just not personally used to Neverwinter's level of grinding yet. Now, once I adapt to it, I'm not going to have no problem with it, but I'm used to, a real, more simple grind. And you want to head to the area known as Mantal Dareth. This is basically part of the, I believe, the Underdark expansion quest line. Even when you finish Elemental Evil, I do believe they send you right here anyway. So either way, you're going to end up, just start on the Elemental Evil quest line, and you're going to, end up coming here. But basically, you want to farm what is called Demonic Ichor, and I'm going to show you guys that here in my inventory real quick. We're going to scroll down some. But Demonic Ichor is basically a currency you can farm 400 of a week. You could have a maximum cap of 1,200 in it, and they show you right here on the screen, how you can earn it. Demonic Heroic Encounters, Throne of the Dwarven Gods, which is a skirmish, Prophecy of Madness, which is a skirmish, Demogorgon, which is a raid boss, Demogorgon Master, which is basically the hard mode version of that raid boss. Now, to my opinion, here's what I honestly do. I spam Throne of the Dwarven Gods all day long. Because it's a real easy encounter. It's easy to get silver and gold ratings, and when you do silver and gold, you get anywhere between 12 and 15 ichor per run. And if you have a real high DPS oriented group, you can clear Throne of the Dwarven Gods really fast. But here's another thing I want to show you before we get into the gear and stuff. Make sure you visit this NPC over here. I can't remember his name, so I'll get to him. Grazalax. Every day, because he has a bonus. Well, it's not showing up right now because I did mine already, but when you talk to him, he has a bonus where you get a case of 40 ichor every day for doing a certain, and it's a certain one of those things on the list I just named to you guys. So he's either going to send you to one of those skirmishes, fighting Demogorgon, or doing a heroic encounter in a certain area for you to get an extra 40 ichor a day. So you can earn 40 every day. That's 7 days. That's 7 days in a week. So 40 times 7. That's 7/10 of your weekly cap. So if you do that daily every day, you're golden. And you only need to be a gear level 2K to run Demogorgon. But anyway, what you want to do is, after you get your ichor, you want to come here to the armor dealer. I'll talk about the weapons dealer here in a second, but the armor dealer is where you want to start off. Me personally, I recommend working with this armor and doing your artifact weapon, but a lot of people are going to recommend the weapon over here. I'll show you that here in a second. But these are the pieces you can earn. You can get a piece every week except for your chest. Your chest piece is the only thing that's going to take you 2 weeks of grinding, because you have a 400 cap a week. The chest piece costs 600. The accessories, they're all under 400. The arms, legs, head all cost 400, and the shirt and pants under 400. So you can get a piece a week, and your chest piece is the only thing that's going to take you 2 weeks. You do these and you add some rank 7 enchantments, you're gonna be pretty up there. But also the most other recommended thing is the twisted weapons. Now every class has their own twisted weapon. From what I hear, these are like artifact weapons on steroids. These are supposedly a lot better than artifact weapons. Me personally, I prefer the artifact weapons just because they're similar. As you can see, for these ones, you have to grind 2 different currency, and I believe this other currency is only earned by defeating Demogorgon or Demogorgon Master. I'm not quite sure which one it is, so if anybody who knows that as well, feel free to leave that in the comments below. But here you go, guys. These are the best two ways, to my opinion, to gear up at Endgame. You know, to prepare yourself for higher content and stuff like that. You know, I'll do another video later on dailies, boons, and all that stuff, but I'm just strictly talking about gear right now. So anyway, guys, if this video helped you, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tanek127, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace out.